Kobe Bryant's legendary pre-draft workout in 1996 is as famous as it was the missed opportunity for those who witnessed it. Back then, a 17-year-old known as Bean stunned the Los Angeles Lakers, forced comparisons to a proven NBA veteran, and ultimately changed the franchise's trajectory forever. But beyond the history lesson, there's a bigger message. Certain players are just inevitable. Kobe was one of those guys. His story shows us how raw talent, relentless work ethic, and undeniable greatness can disrupt expectations, and how even future legends sometimes have to prove themselves.
My name is Kobe Bryant.
Kobe could play. As a 19-year-old, he was strong.
17 years old.
Said, Coach, we love to shoot this last one out range for you. And I believe that, man.
I have a big decision coming up.
Every time I step on a basketball court, I'm going to put a strong effort out there on the floor. I'm not going to leave anything on the floor.
Picture this, it's the spring of 1996. Kobe Bryant has just declared for the NBA draft. He's barely 17, still in high school. Standing at Lower Merion, he's a standout, but he's unproven in the professional arena. Teams across the league are skeptical. They wonder, can a teenager, no matter how talented, handle the physical and mental grind of the NBA? Some teams simply pass on him. Others, intrigued but cautious, want a closer look. And then there's the Lakers. The Lakers, led by Coach Del Harris and GM Jerry West, decide to go all in. They invite Kobe to 2 private pre-draft workouts in the summer of '96. And spoiler alert, those workouts are going to change everything. In 1998, reflecting back, Coach Del Harris said something remarkable when Kobe worked out for them. He said his physical gifts at that time graded out to be even or slightly better than Eddie Jones at that same moment. Pause that sentence. Remember, Eddie Jones was not a rookie. He was in his second year with the Lakers, already respected as a formidable shooting guard. Some even placed him on par defensively with Lakers legend Michael Cooper. Yet, at 17 years old, Kobe, fresh from high school, was already being compared favorably to him. And Del Harris called it. That kind of talent simply doesn't happen, he said. Not in his experience, not in his 25 years of coaching. Think about that. Kobe wasn't just good, he was rare. Pause and ask yourself, have you ever seen someone so obviously special at such a young age? Was there someone, even outside of sports, whose raw potential just demanded attention? That's the kind of existence Kobe already had. But the story gets even better. As part of the Lakers' evaluation, Kobe went head-to-head against Michael Cooper in a one-on-one session. Cooper, though retired, still embodied defensive brilliance. He had to guard Kobe through the pick and rolls, elbow drives, post-ups, tried to shut him down. And Cooper confessed it pushed him to one of the hardest workouts he's ever had.
Other than playing, one of the hardest things I've ever done. A young Kobe, and there were some certain things that, they wanted him to work off pick and rolls. They wanted him to get to the elbow. They wanted him to post up, that I had to kind of take that away. And after that, I remember after that workout, I had never sweated that hard in my life. And once that workout was over with, Jerry goes, Cooper, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine, man. He goes, he's our kid. That's our pick.
Now here's the insight. Cooper didn't say that because Kobe was flashy. He said it because Kobe had strength, relentless skill, and precision. He attacked the court with purpose. No wasted motion, no hesitation. Kobe was still young, still growing, but he was already doing things that made a defensive legend sweat. This challenge, pitting a raw teenager against a known defensive ace, highlights how elite competition can validate true greatness. Sometimes you don't need stats. You need someone like Cooper to look at you in the eye and tell you how hard it is to guard you. Amid these workouts, Jerry West, the logo himself, issued a statement. It was the greatest workout he had ever seen. That's high praise. And what did he do? He made one of the most seismic moves in Lakers history. Traded longtime center Vlade Divac for an unproven 17-year-old kid. At the time, it was shocking, but in hindsight, not shocking at all. A legend, West, saw something transcendent in Kobe. And even though Division I level stats didn't fill Kobe's resume, his workouts did. It was about vision. West, Harris, they weren't just evaluating Kobe the player. They were sensing the future superstar. And Bryant didn't disappoint. When he finally debuted, there was no magic wand. There were growing pains. But Del Harris's system, setting up scenarios where Kobe could succeed 90% of the time, paired with Kobe's innate ability to overperform, set the stage for greatness. And now we arrive at the big idea. Some players are inevitable. Kobe Bryant was one of those guys. His greatness was undeniable, because think about it, a teenager dominating workouts, pushing NBA vets, and catching the eye of legends. At 17, he was already too special to ignore. This is where Kobe's story becomes more than sports. It becomes a lesson. Talent, yes, but also inevitability. You could see that despite the years, despite the doubters, even the error, Kobe was going to rise. But, and this is crucial, Kobe's rise wasn't linear. He wasn't getting big minutes out of the gate. In his first 2 or 3 years, he struggled to find consistent playing time. Even with that tremendous talent, he was still raw, still learning the league, still figuring out the pace, the physicality, rotations, and his own teammates. That reality is important. A lot of us look back and see Kobe dunking and think he always dominated, but that's not true. His early years were tough. He had what we now call nightmare playoff moments as well. Moments where the jump shot didn't fall or the decision-making faltered under playoff pressure. Yet, Del Harris saw more than splashes on a stat sheet. He saw potential, pure, intense, and explosive. That's why his words carry weight. For him to say Kobe could already outdo a trained veteran meant he saw something extraordinarily rare. And that's another takeaway. It shows just how good the NBA really is. Because let's reflect, at 17, Kobe wasn't a top 5 pick. He wasn't expected to be an all-star right away. He had his fair share of missed game winners and low moments, and still, in a league full of intensely conditioned athletes, he had to fight for minutes. Even a future all-time great must prove himself. The fact alone speaks volumes about how deep, how unforgiving, and how elite the NBA really is. Even someone of Kobe Bryant's magnitude needed time to grow, to adjust, to learn. So let that sink in the next time you think about his career. Greatness doesn't arrive fully formed, it's forged. And yet, Kobe was a prove-it guy. He didn't need Del Harris or any coach to vouch for him, although having someone like Del Harris was a powerful validation. But what truly mattered was what happened every night on the court. He proved it with film sessions, with midnight workouts, with 3-a-day trainings. He proved it with every game, with sheer will, with being unwaveringly competitive. And fast forward to today, no debate. He was legendary. Beyond basketball, Kobe's story resonates in life and other areas. Early talent isn't enough. Every prodigy needs work, development, mentorship, and patience. Vision matters. Without Jerry West and Del Harris's belief, Kobe might have landed somewhere else. Patience and persistence is what matters. Talent opens the door, but perseverance walks you through it. Kobe's arc, from a 17-year-old raw talent, to rookie, to finals MVPs, to championships, to a legend, it's not just a sports story. It's a blueprint for anyone aiming for greatness. So let's close with this. Kobe was inevitable. At 17, he had greatness buried in every rep, every drill, every moment where he pushed himself. Even in the early years, he was so raw, but that rawness was the foundation. The NBA is insanely competitive. Kobe had to fight for his minutes. He failed, he bounced back. He was a prove-it guy in the end. He didn't wait for validation, he manufactured it. Now let's turn it over to you guys. Have you ever witnessed someone so talented at a young age, it changed how you think about potential? Do you see yourself as one of those inevitable people, someone bound for something bigger? Or maybe you've been that raw talent like Kobe, waiting for someone to believe in you, be that a coach, mentor, or even yourself. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss how we can apply Kobe's journey, his relentless pursuit, his inevitability, and his transformation to our own lives. If you got value from this, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Great content is on the way. Until next time, keep grinding. I'm Damian Peters. This is Basketball Network, and we'll see you in the next one.